it's not that deep. Be the bigger person and ignore. But they didn't intend to be racist. These are some common reactions to racism in the workplace. Well, I disagree with all of them. Yes, racism is that deep. It has a deep negative impact on people's lives. Also, people can be racist even when they don't intend to be. Finally, if we do not take meaningful action against racism, we give it permission to continue in the workplace. If you don't know me yet, I am Ola, your DEI bestie. At Inclusiest, I help organizations and inclusive leaders get the very best out of their employees and ensure that their organizations perform at the highest level of productivity, innovation, and inclusion, especially by championing a strong sense of belonging at work. Walk with me today and learn about 5Ds, a very simple framework that you can use to respond to racism in the workplace. The 5Ds go way back to 2012 when an organization called the Right to Be organization, in collaboration with the Green Dot Bystander Program, came up with a method to help bystanders, that is people who witness racism, harassment, and other forms of discrimination, to intervene. Even though it was originally designed for bystanders, people who experience racism directly have also found it useful to respond. The 5Ds, in no particular order, stand for direct action, distract, document, delay, and delegate. Let's use a simple scenario to practice using the 5Ds. Imagine you're at work having lunch with a few colleagues. There's a new colleague at the table who's also an immigrant. And one other of your colleagues says, "Immigrants are really taking all of our jobs in this country. In fact, you guys are the reason why there's a drastic increase in crime rates." How do you respond using the 5Ds? Using the first D, which is direct action, you can say something like, "I think that's a racist statement. That is quite offensive. Please don't say that. That is not factually correct, and it's not okay to say that." Some things to note about direct action. Keep your response short and succinct. The purpose of direct action is not to engage in an argument or a debate. It is not your responsibility to educate another adult about appropriate behavior. It's totally okay if you're not willing to engage in a debate. The second thing to note is your safety is important. Only take direct action where you're not threatened or your safety or well-being is not under any form of direct or indirect threat. Sometimes direct action is simply impossible. Maybe you are not very comfortable reacting to such a statement made by someone, or you even freeze in the moment and you're not sure what words to use. Another case could be where a senior colleague, someone you really respect, makes such a statement and you just don't know how to react. I'm really curious to know if you've encountered any of such scenarios. Please feel free to leave your experience in the comment section. This is where the other Ds come in. If you can't use direct action, you can also distract. To use the second D, distract, you can change the subject of conversation to something entirely different. You can also spill something like water or coffee, such that the conversation shifts from the racist line of conversation to something else. This method is great for people who might be a bit shy or just not feel ready to intervene in any other way at that moment. The purpose of distract is to really emphasize, without going into the issue, that you're not open to continue in that line of conversation. It is really subtle, but super, super powerful. If you're not using the first two Ds, direct action or distract, you can also use the third D, which stands for document. If it is safe, you can do an audio or video recording of the incident to capture when the statement was said. If that is not possible or not safe for you, you can also write down the incident. Write it down as soon as possible so that you have all the facts written down. The statement that was said, the time, the place, the colleagues that were there. This is important in case you need to refer to it later or you need to escalate the situation after the incident has occurred and you might not remember all of the details. Documenting is not necessarily for sharing publicly, but it is to refer to it and to enable such a documentation support you if you have to come back to address the incident at a later time. And this brings me to the fourth D, delay. Delay does not mean ignoring such a racist statement. It means holding it off until you feel ready to intervene after the incident. Delay might look like approaching your new colleague after lunch to let them know that you don't think the statement was okay and to show support and solidarity. If you documented the incident, you can also share it with such a colleague that might be willing to escalate it. Finally, the fifth D is delegate. This might look like asking someone who's sitting beside you to join you in addressing the racist comment. It might also mean waiting to share it with someone who has more power than you within the organization, like your team leader, HR, your DEI officers, depending on your organization structure and policies. Talking about HR and DEI, I have created a golden cheat sheet with 7 most dangerous pitfalls that cause HR and DEI managers to lose a diverse and productive workplace. If you are an HR manager, a DEI manager, or anyone who's leading or supporting DEI efforts within your organization, check it out in the comment section. Just to emphasize, the 5 Ds that you can use to respond to racism in the workplace are direct action, distract, document, delay, or delegate. Of course, the specific one that you would use depends on your level of comfort, your safety, and the particular situation that you're responding to. Which of the 5 Ds are you least likely to use? Please share with me in the comment section. I hope this has been helpful for you as you work to create an inclusive workplace. See you on the next one.